Unless you're one for adventure, the story of Stuart and Janelle Clark, an Australian couple on a voyage to see world cultures, may come as a surprise, especially as they're embarking on this trip on their motorbikes. This voyage has been in the company of very interesting companions, dogs. As dog lovers, they aim to promote the acceptance of the canine companion wherever they go. In 3 years, they have combed 32 countries with certain objectives in mind, from meeting people to understanding the different problems countries face. Now the tourists are in Nigeria for a feel of the country. We catch up with them at the residence of their host in Lagos, prepping up for the journey ahead.
She does want to, she loves getting up there, but this bike's just a little bit too high for her. Usually,
both travel with individual motorbikes, but as Janelle is getting hers fixed, she rides with her husband. The first port of call is the petrol station. The attendants, like most who draw near, are interested in knowing more about these strangers and their dogs. Today, the highway is friendly. The travelers are enjoying the easy moment all the way to their first stop, Oyo State, southwest Nigeria. The next petrol stop in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, pulls another crowd. This time with extra friendliness. We connect with a member of the Bikers Association in Nigeria who leads the party to our first place of rest in Ogbomoso. The next day, the first attraction on their tour list is visited. It's the palace of the Shoun of Ogbomoso, where a legend lives. After receiving the blessings of the royal father, the group proceeds to see the allegedly over 340-year-old tortoise on the palace ground. Unfortunately, the tortoise had no successor lined up, as the policy on wildlife preservation leaves much to be desired. The next day, the tour group proceeds to Osun State to the Erinjesha waterfall. One would expect that the community would be alive with hotels, restaurants and sports shops for tourists, but it appears from the ancient homes that the authorities are yet to develop any interest in providing economic opportunities for the people, thus reducing the burden of unemployment in the state and the country at large. The 7-step waterfall, however, is a spectacle to behold. It has a lot of potential, but one gets the feeling that a lot needs to be done. Perhaps a cable cart, proper stairs, artwork, accessible public conveniences. But that is a story for another day. The visitors may have noticed all these lapses, but the impression of the negatives is overshadowed by the beauty that lies within.
Nigeria has to be one of the friendliest countries we've been to so far, for sure. Probably followed very closely by Venezuela, Mexico.
This is actually our first English-speaking African country, so we had struggled through most of West Africa with the language barrier, but coming here and not having that, I'm sure that people were being just as kind and nice to us, but we really, and they certainly were when we did find English speakers, people were really nice to us, but here it's just to another level.
Nigeria is the 33rd country toured by Stuart and Janelle, and the impression they're taking away with them is what will most likely bring them back. Hopefully, a lot would have improved before then. Aside from oil and agriculture, tourism is the other way the government can raise money and create employment opportunities for the people. But this can only be achieved when the right policies are put in place to attract the right investment to make this happen. Orolu Ashonibare, Channels Television News.